Hey guys, good morning. We are on our way to California. We've been on the road a little more than an hour, heading out there to do a few things. By the way, this is the very first inside line vlog, something new I'm going to try out for VTEC Academy. This morning, we're going to head over to Jason Whitfield Manufacturing. We're going to drop off an Integra. He's working on a road racing cage for the DC2 body style. So if you're into road racing and you're thinking about a roll cage, you might want to contact him. Anyway, another thing we're doing is going to head up to HPD today, Honda Performance Development, and we're going to pick up a new K20C crate motor. We'll get a first look at that today as well. After that, I'm going to head down to Honda. I've got a few friends there I want to have dinner with and talk over a project with them that I'm not quite ready to talk about, but that might make for some cool stuff coming up too. Anyway, we're on the road. I'm here with Chris. He's going to be helping out. Say hi, Chris.
What's going on, guys?
Anyway, I will be checking in throughout the day and recording a little video here and there. Let's see how this goes. We are about a half a mile from Whitfield's down here in beautiful Loma Linda, and gonna drop off this DC2 chassis, and while we're there, we're gonna check out some of the other things he's building. Traffic! Dropped this off a month ago.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hey.
How's it all going? How are you?
Pretty good, how about you?
Good,
Another
good.
day. Another day. All right,
This is
so
Jason Whitfield.
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi. How you doing? This is Seth Whitfield.
Seth, can you see the family resemblance?
Oh yeah.
I haven't met
Dad
This is
yet.
the baby. That's the baby. Oh,
Well,
Dad's usually here too. He's just not today.
Yeah.
He's usually here.
All right.
All right, so.
Push.
Both on those rollers to the edge?
Yeah, we're about to hit. Yeah.
No matter what happens, we're going sideways. Yeah, we'll slide. That's so that's 10 points, 5 belly pans, some gear, going to Florida. The guy stocks for us, J&J Auto.
Nice.
Stocks a bunch for us.
Nice.
End of the year, we don't really take in too much, so we're finishing up one of our dirt projects. That's Seth's car over there. That's the one that we're building for him to drive next year.
Is this one that's getting the floor?
No.
Okay.
One over here.
Okay.
This will just be an 850 gauge. Probably get him in the mid 9s. This is the one we did all the aluminum work on the inside and underneath the back. It's got that crazy piece in the back. All our new cage dash parts. So we'll have all this ready for production pretty soon, just like the block offs. This will just be our standard 10-point cage for him to advertise.
Now, is this an air vent?
Yeah, so if you look on the other side, it's going to have a switch on the steering wheel to turn it on for the driver, so it doesn't have to bake in the staging lanes. So it's got a full-blown fan in there. It's a boat fan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's not so hot when you're sitting in the staging lanes for 2 hours during oil downs. And then Brian at Performance Lab gave us that mount. He makes a pretty cool mount, factory bolt holes.
Mm-hmm.
So just factory bolt holes hold your staging brake. You just have to modify the plastic a little bit. Richie just finished all the brake lines and the staging lines. We just finished.
Are you selling these?
Those are going to be our production piece. Unfortunately, it's all welding. You're going to have to do the welding, but it'll be a production piece for our 10-point cage. So you'll be able, all you have to do is add the plates to that front piece there. It welds to our cage, and it'll fit pretty much any any aftermarket seat. You just have to drill the holes and weld the 2 front pieces.
Nice.
And then this will be the first car that has our production X bars instead of just a normal door bar. It'll have X bars. We're working on that today.
Okay.
And then the rear delete piece, because we put the fuel cell in the rear, so obviously per rules you got to have that enclosed. And just all the little block off stuff for the brakes. And you'd be amazed that the stock glove box weighs 5 pounds.
I'm not amazed.
So
The stock inside glove box
just
weighs like 15 pounds.
Oh wow.
It's got that knee protection thing in it and everything.
Yeah, so that's a little 5 pound delete there, and then like I said, we put the fan there, and then this is gonna hold. We'll get rid of this. Obviously, it's gonna have the AM dash that sits in there.
Right.
And this will be all production parts. Yeah, those are all production parts. We're just finishing that up for the beginning of next year. And then this has our door panel. So we got with the EK, it sticks out. So we're making notes of what you have to do to use our aluminum door panels on the EK, because unfortunately it's not just a click on like the CRX. CRX goes right on. EG goes right on. EK is a little different. And then we did the removable rear bumper with the big crazy diffuser on it. That won't be a production part, I don't think. It'll be just too hard for people to install that. So that's probably just going to be for us. Just too much work for a customer. That's our production wing though. And then obviously the KS tuned rear, because that's the one that actually works. From this side you can see the fan, so it'll be on the steering wheel. You can just hold the button, fan comes on. It actually moves pretty good volumes too. Move it down a little bit. So we're trying to wrap this up before the end of the year for him. Hopefully get him to get in and drive it a little bit before the end of the year. I mean, we might. I don't know. The diffuser looks a little scary to hand to somebody and have them cut their own bumper.
Hang on just a second.
Yeah, so these are all the ones. These are all our one-offs. So 92 Prelude, the Accord you brought me, the other Accord. So this car will get the floor. You really just need the skin past that. You literally just need. So this is the other EK we're building. This customer lives up north. He had a 960 SRT and just got sick of not being able to get parts for it fast enough, or 970 SRT. And then he just decided, he saw that car and he decided he wanted to build this car. So this has already been certed for 650. It's a 25.3 gauge. It's already been certed. So is that car's already been certed as well. This will run all our parts. These will be all production parts. That car's a little bit more one-off. This car will have all of our production. So this will be our production 25.5 gauge when we release it.
You are doing a 25.5.
We are going to release it. You know, Low Cash gave me such a hard time. He will not leave me alone, and he's basically making fun of me, even on Thanksgiving. He's texting me, so what's going on? Are you scared? Okay, so we are going to do a production 25.5 for EK Coupe and DC only for now. For now. If people want other cars, great, but for now we're going to do these 2 cars because we have them, obviously, with the car you just brought us. This will be a production deal, but it will only be for shops. I won't sell it to a guy in his garage just because I want to make sure that they understand. We're going to label it the best we can, but unfortunately, you still have to have done this before to understand even like which way to weld it first. You know what I mean? Where to start, front to back to front, side to side. Right. There's a lot of things that people don't understand when you go to put something together like this. So we will be offering it. It'll probably be mid-year. It'll be ready to go. Probably
mid-year,
May, June, production-wise.
Very cool.
But for the shops that want it right away, we can send them out stuff that's about 90% ready to go for EK now and DC.
All right, we just got done picking up our Civic freight motor from HPD. I was actually hoping to talk to some friends right now, but it looks like they're all busy or gone or whatever. But anyway, here it is. Well, can't wait to unbox this thing. It's about 8:30 in the morning and we're just leaving California. I decided to spend the night over there rather than drive all night long to get back to Phoenix. We had a really great trip. By the way, after we picked up the crate motor at Hondata, after we picked up the crate motor at HPD, I had a dinner date with a friend over at Honda, and that's going to create some interesting content for a future video. But we also had some time to kill between HPD and Honda, so we decided to go over to Hondata. There we talked to Doug MacMillan find out what's going on with all the latest stuff at Hondata. Here's that interview. I know you've been doing a lot of work with the 1.5 liter.
Yep.
What kind
particularly the flex fuel at the moment.
Yeah. Let's talk first about the legal version of it. You know what I mean? The carb legal version of it.
Yes.
What kind of gains is that getting?
What sort of gains are we getting from the 1.5? The carb legal version?
Yeah, carb legal.
The nice thing about the carb legal version is that it's tunable for boost, because we showed when we were tuning for boost levels at carb that the boost levels didn't change the emissions levels. So the carb version of the Flash Pro, we can run high levels of boost or we can run lower levels of boost. But the version which we provide is fixed at plus 6 psi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I should repeat that. The carb version of our 1.5 turbo Civic Flash Pro has a base calibration of plus 6 psi over stock. Okay, so the carb version has a number of editable items, but what you cannot edit in the carb version are anything that affects emissions. You can't edit the fuel, you can't edit the ignition, but you can edit the boost levels. So you can increase or decrease the boost levels to suit, and that's all available in the carb version. So yeah, it's selling okay. You know, people who are buying the carb version who just want an emissions legal product that performs well and is reliable. So it's doing what people want.
Very good. I remember at SEMA you mentioned something about E85.
Yes.
What's up with that?
Well, it's a popular racing fuel. When we had Honda come over here to race last year and put a streamliner down the salt flats, they were running on an E85 blend of fuel because Honda likes clean and green. So the flex fuel upgrade that we have, again, is a race-only version, and as a fuel, it's actually better than many of the track racing fuels that you can get, simply because the ethanol content provides a lot of cooling. So as the ethanol evaporates, it keeps the combustion chamber nice and cool, and it keeps the knock levels down. And the performance gains are somewhat short of phenomenal. They are really, really good. In terms of bang for the buck, in terms of being able to do things for your race Civic, the Flash Pro is the first thing, to have the tuning capability. The second thing is to do flex fuel. And we can get huge increases in torque and quite reasonable increases in power. One of my customers who's got a race Civic, Race Civic SI, has tuned a Civic SI to 320 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque.
That's pretty crazy.
Or a lot more than a Type R.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
This isn't a road vehicle, okay? This is a track vehicle. He's sent it down the drag strip and got his Civic into the 12-second category.
12 seconds.
12 seconds.
That's a big car for 12 seconds. Yes. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
good. Now, on the flex fuel thing, and the has anybody taken that motor and put it in a different chassis yet, or is everybody waiting for me to do that?
I think, Brian, everyone's waiting for you. You are the king of putting Honda engines into different chassis.
Okay, so
have you got a chassis in mind?
You know what I want now? My frickin' Insight. Because I'll be able to get probably 45 plus miles per gallon and have a car that's crazy fast.
Yes.
That would just be nuts. But we have two chassis in mind.
So what are we going to do this time to keep it on the ground?
A wing. I actually, for the purpose of, well, let me back up. Let's talk about land speed racing for just a second. My land speed racing.
Yeah.
I'm dropping off the new Insight to Auto Power to get the roll cage.
Okay.
But I'm going to build multiple Civics. I'm going to build my land speed Civic, which will be, it can run a 1.5, it can run a 2 liter, it can run a 2.4 liter.
Civic or Insight?
I'm sorry, Insight.
Okay.
My Insight.
Yep.
Okay, so it can run, we'll make it so it runs 1.5, 2 liter, 2.4 liter.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I still want to do naturally aspirated 2 liter.
Yes.
I want to do 200 miles an hour naturally aspirated.
Well, you're in a battle to break 200 miles an hour with me and my wife.
Well, that's fine.
We want to do that too.
That's absolutely fine. I'll do it in my class, you do it in your class. That's all good.
True, and you've probably got a vehicle that's slightly more aerodynamic than ours.
I'm hoping that advantage shows itself. So yeah,
We've got more downforce than you.
you do. I'm not worried about downforce at Bonneville, but in the rough course of El Mirage, I'm a little bit worried about downforce.
Well, Bonneville's pretty bumpy this year
Yeah,
as
sure.
well. This year,
Yeah.
the Bonneville course broke our front suspension and cracked the roll cage.
Yeah, you were kind of repeat for the video here. How fast you went this year?
Personally, I drove it up to 250, but the owner of the vehicle jumped in the car for the last run and took it over 300. In fact, he hit 311 miles an hour
Wow.
in a 2.1 litre turbocharged Honda engine. And had the course conditions had been better,
Mm-hmm.
you know, could have, should have, would have, we would have gone faster.
Yeah, that is the fastest Honda-powered automobile. Period.
True, that is. And
Yeah.
we want to make it faster.
Yeah.
I want to see 350.
I eventually would like to do 250 in the Insight, and I think to do that, though, I'm gonna have to stretch it about a foot.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's the eventual goal.
Right.
But I have 3 Insights.
Right.
I'm going to build one with just a normal K20 out of an RSX, Accord transmission, see how it does.
Yep.
But I think I'm going to build another one.
But how are you going to campaign that first one? What's your plan? Or would it always
No, and that's just a street car.
Okay, street car.
That's just a street car.
Right.
And then I want to build one, a 1.5 liter turbo version
Right.
that I wouldn't mind taking out on the race course a little bit, maybe doing a little track time with it.
So how does the Civic 1.5 engine fit under the hood
Perfectly.
of an Insight?
Perfectly.
I wouldn't have thought that. It seems to have a fairly low hood.
No, it fits perfect. It's
Okay.
taller than your CRX in the hood.
Okay.
So it fits extremely well. I
Okay.
think that it's narrower, so it can slide between the frame rails. Because it's so upright, you can tuck it way deep in the car.
Yep.
So it fits extremely well.
All right.
So I think that'll be it.
I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah. But we're also going to do a fit, a first gen fit, because that engine bay also is very tall,
Okay.
and it's a little narrow for a K20 and way too narrow for a K20C.
You fitted V6s into a fit, haven't you?
Yeah, but V6s are narrower.
Narrower, understood, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're 3 cylinders times 2, not 4 cylinders.
Yes,
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I think that will be a popular swap with that car because that is like made for it. And I actually have. So anyway, I think those would be fun. So I'm going to do those 2.
That's the Accord 1.5 boost levels and power and torque.
Is it greater than the? Is it a slightly different motor?
The Accord has a different turbo, and apparently it has VTEC on the exhaust, but I've been unable to confirm that exactly. Videoing here, so people are going to be.
So it's got a bigger turbo. It looks like it revs at a higher RPM.
different turbo. No, it doesn't move any higher. Look,
That's
Yeah,
no.
sure,
The other one doesn't. The other one trail off dramatically here at 5,000 RPM.
okay, no, the stock Civic would trail off in power after 55.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
look, we've taken the Accord engine computer and we've put it in a Civic just to see what it would do.
Mhm.
And the computer works pretty much okay, but it won't talk to anything else. It
Got it.
won't talk to the anti-lock braking system, the dashboard, the traction control, the steering angle,
Mhm.
and all that stuff. So the
Okay.
computer just doesn't exist on its own. It exists in communication with
Mhm.
all the other systems in the vehicle.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
So yes, we've done, as I mentioned before, we've done a baseline just recently on a CVT 1.5 Accord, and what was of interest to us is that it made a lot of torque, 200 pound-feet of torque, for about the first 2,000 RPM, so very, very torquey down the bottom end, which is good for a
Big heavy car.
big heavy car. And it peaked at about 174, 175 horsepower. Now, because this was not in control conditions, meaning it's very, very hard to dyno the CVT vehicles because we have to put them in a special dyno mode, and it times out after a while. And if your coolant temperatures and your air temperatures are too hot, or you don't have the right octane of fuel, you're not necessarily getting the peak power. So for more accurate results, we need a manual. But
Got
for
it.
the moment, we've got a baseline. Okay, we've got some data, and we've got a starting point saying this is what it looks like, and it looks obviously we're expecting to be able to generate power and torque improvements to this Accord similar to what we've done for the Civic.
So, and that brings me back to my original thought was, for swap choices, obviously there may be more 1.5 liter Accords in a couple of years than there are 1.5 liter turbo Civics.
True.
Because they either come 2 liter turbo or 1.5 liter turbo. There's no non-turbo version. So
Correct.
that's like beautiful, man.
Yeah, well, for people who want to do swaps and are into the performance industry,
Yeah.
Look, with this, just the basic Civic 1.5 turbo with some tuning and flex fuel, you've got something that is unimaginable for anyone with a B series or a K series.
Yeah.
Power
Or H series.
and torque.
Exactly. It's like
This
surpassing the J series. It's like amazing. It's really going to be good. Yeah.
Well, obviously the J series has the advantage of you've got low end torque without waiting for turbo spool.
Right. But it also weighs 200 pounds more than 1.5 liter does. By the way, did you know the K20C engine and transmission weighs the same as the V6 engine and transmission?
No. Well, I wouldn't expect anything less, Brian. You're out there weighing things and finding out how much it's going to extra it's going to add and what suspension changes you're going to need to do to your
exactly. And tires. So, yeah, interesting.
Well, I look forward to building some pretty fun stuff with you, Brian.
Yeah, let's do this. All right. Well, I'm going to have to figure out what car is first.
Well, we have it on camera now, so I mean, we've got proof that you've committed to doing this.
I'm committed.
So we'll pull up the B-roll in a year's time and go, Brian, you promised to do this, and you promised to do this.
Yeah, I'll bring you an insight. Hey, thanks for having me over.
This was fun.
Let me
like it was
drop in on
last
you.
time. We need to do the Brian and Doug show.
We need to do it about once a month, without a doubt. Cool. Thanks, man. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the first ever episode of Inside Line. If you've got any suggestions or anything, drop them in the comments or let me know how you feel about it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me through Facebook at Brian at Hasport or Instagram, Brian at Hasport, or, anywhere. Thanks.